noted as item 5.4 of your packet. So family involvement for the kindergarten orientation meeting on August 16th. We have 48 people, not families. We want to make sure we're clear on this. The new family orientation on August 23rd, we had 25 people in attendance. The all-family meeting on August 30th, we had 46 people in attendance. And I'm sorry, it's a little blurry, it's not that clear. The Avid Parent Night from September 27th, we had 25 people in attendance. And the lowest in attendance was the Avid Math Night that just happened on October 18th, 19th. We have other events coming up. We anticipate a higher participation rate. We have by weekly meetings. So bi-monthly. It's bi-monthly, not bi-weekly. We have 1 week. Every 2 weeks, we have leadership meetings and we discuss a plan on how we're going to increase family participation. We have provided child care for these ones with the exception of one of them. It was not provided. We provided as well translation for these meetings. So we'll have an upcoming leadership meeting soon so that we can discuss a way to increase family participation. What we notice is that when students are performing, there is a higher participation rate, and when students are not performing, there is a lower participation rate. However, we did conduct 3 surveys, I would say 3, for the math night and the Avid Parent Night, and the satisfaction rate is high. So we get 9s and 10s. So few people that come in, few families, they are happy, they like it, they think it's appropriate, we meet the goals and expectations, and so that is a plus for those that come in and participate in this. So we definitely need to come up with a plan. The next meeting, we'll talk to you about some ideas of how we can increase family participation. I'll also be having a more close communication with the OCC members coming up in November, the 7th. 14th. The 14th, isn't it?
Yes, we moved it.
Oh, the 14th.
Oh, you weren't here, you missed it.
Oh, November 14th, the next meeting. So we'll have a discussion then about how to increase family participation. So we're working on this, we're aware. We actually saw this pattern last year and we increased the participation maybe again. But now we want to increase it now instead of waiting until we and we'll continue with the surveys online and paper pencil surveys as well, so that we can get family feedback on the events. Board members, do you have any questions about family participation? Yes, Mike?
Is this based on people who signed
Signed in?
in?
Only based on people who signed in. If there were people who did not sign in, we did not account for it.
Okay, because I came to the math night and
You didn't sign in?
I did. I did.
Oh, you did sign in, okay.
And I definitely saw more than 19 people.
Right. Well, some people might have missed signing in, but we tried to remind everyone to sign in.
Oh,
So
I heard the reminders. It seemed remarkable. They were easily, oh gosh, you pick kids or adults, there were usually 19 of them. Sign in.
I have a question. Are we keeping track of hours of parents' participation like we did in the past? Because it was a requirement for us to be part of the community to do 60 hours or 100 hours. But since San Clemente did away with that rule 3 years ago, is anybody keeping tabs on parent hours anymore?
we're not keeping track of families or people who participate, but we do keep track of visitors who sign in and sign out, but we're not keeping track of that anymore.
I thought if we kept track of the hours, that worked as a benefit for us.
It did. There was a grant that we applied for in the past. It was called the Soto grant. And so that was a while back. So that is no longer available.
Okay.
So that there was no need for that. But also, aside from that, after the requirement was no longer applicable,
Right.
and it became voluntary, pure volunteers, if they wanted to or not, we stopped
Okay.
tracking that. There was no need or use, it was collected paper.
Chris, how many were you able to survey in your survey?
And the one we did last,
Well, I mean, for the Avid night, I don't remember what date that was.
Well, you did your parent satisfaction survey.
On the 27th, I led that one. Every single person filled out a paper one before they left. It was their exit ticket.
So, so the survey participation results you're talking about is from every single event you surveyed parents.
Mhm.
So how do you know if the same parent didn't fill out the same survey twice or 3 times?
we don't know, is anonymous.
So for the Avid math night, it was only online. We didn't have a paper one at that moment.
I've sent it via email.
So how many respondents did you get?
I have not closed the window at this point, but I have 6 responses up to this point.
6.
For the math night.
For the math.
6.
For the parent night, it's all 25.
How many families or parents do you have?
186, 188, that was
So that's kind of an important number to take into consideration when you're doing a survey effort like that. I mean, I do that for a living, so I would definitely say that that representation is not even a sufficient end number. You need at least 10 anywhere. The state doesn't even report information on numbers less than 5. So you're almost at a non-significant, statistically speaking, number.
We would love for parents to fill out more surveys. They just haven't. They're available to everybody.
They're online, so continue to remind.
I'm just saying, when you speak to the value of the response, being 8s or 9s or 10s, it has less value when you have so few people participating.
Thank you for sharing.
But if she doesn't get people responding, that's what she has, so she can only go off what she has. You know what I mean? So,
Which doesn't say much.
but still, those are the ones who
6
responded,
people
so
thought it was
that's what
awesome.
she's going off of.
we
you know,
penalize
it's
So,
her taking the survey if nobody responds?
like- Yeah, it's like she can't help it, so she's gonna go off what she has, you know,
Yeah,
she
she's
can't.
reporting back her numbers.
Yeah,
I think we need to make suggestions, how can the people.
Get, yeah,
Instead of
involved,
criticizing or
exactly.
critiquing or correcting, why don't we do some outreach? Especially with the parents
Trying to
themselves.
criticize instead of,
Yeah, they're gonna
That's
be
how,
like,
that's how you
use
improve it.
emails.
Yeah, that's how these
Okay,
meetings
we have
work.
some order.
You point it out, you look at value.
Andrew has his hand
You
up.
got that the
Andrew,
first time.
Follow up, that's what you.
You know, I appreciate, and not the surveys as well. In our charter document, actually, in our charter petition, it says we're supposed to be participating in 3 different surveys. Right now, we currently use SurveyMonkey, where the staff, administration, and input from the LCC survey is created. But per our charter document, we're actually, the government spent millions of dollars to create parent participation surveys on how to improve schools. And I'm sure Juanita's familiar with it. And these surveys, they like literally spend millions. One of them is called the California School Parent Survey. Let's see. And the other one is, it's a student, I can't think of the name. But I would ask you to reference your charter so we're able to provide surveys that we promised our parents, that's in our charter, that we promised LSL. And those are really effective surveys meant to create, to get input from the community to actually be able to implement changes, as opposed to surveys that we just create to ask questions. So in our charter, I urge you to read the document, is that we start to be in compliance with what we promised LSL we would do.
It's part of your LCAP, right? Your survey.
And those 3 surveys are in our charter, and they're specifically designed to promote, to guide us to that. So I'd ask Augustine to help us get on
I
track.
had a question over here.
Hi, I'm a teacher here at Oasis Charter School. I've been a teacher here for 3 years. I love it here. I think it's an awesome environment. And every day I see everyone from administration to staff to aides working as hard as possible to make sure that our kids are having fun, make sure they're learning. I had an incident last week where a parent came up to me and said, "Oh, I have something important to tell you." And I'm in the middle of dismissal, and dismissal for me is important because I have to make sure that all my kids are going home safely. So if I have a parent talking to me, I have to set them aside a little bit because I have to make sure that your kids are going home safe. But when a parent is telling me that, "Oh, well, I have something important to tell you that they're saying on Facebook," And, you know, there's this Facebook page that all these parents talk smack about, and they often say what they have to say. It's like, how is that bringing any positive influence to our community?
Right.
What is that doing for our kids? What is that showing our kids? Is it showing them that we can sit behind a computer and just type away and say whatever we want to say, either bring allegations, whether they're true or not? But for the most part, some things that the parents come up with are these crazy allegations that I have no idea where they come from. Because I work here, and I've never heard of half the things that the parents have to tell me. So for me, it's a waste of time. I don't care what parents write on Facebook or what they have to say about my classroom, because they're not in my classroom. And these people who have all this whole, this whole typing that they type away, they type all these comments, they're not in the classroom. And I've never even seen half these people in the school. So for me, it's like, you know what they say, everyone has an opinion, or what do they say, that saying?
That's all important. I'm saying. You don't want that's not important.
It's like everyone has an opinion, right? So for me, I don't think it's important for a parent to come up to me and talk to me about Facebook and how our school is being badmouthed, because when that parent is coming up to me, I believe that's a form of cyberbullying, because they're bringing that type of energy into our school. And our school is meant to be creative. It's a small school for big ideas. We try every day in our classroom to try to maximize our lessons, to try to make sure that we are exposing our kids to things that we want them to learn for the future. And as far as the cleaning is not that bad. Yes, my kindergartners aren't going to leave it spotless, but you know what? I have asked some kindergartners. I said, "Do you help at home?" And what do you think their answer is? No, they don't help at home. They don't. And I've asked them, and I've asked them this week. I said, "Raise your hand if you clean the mirror in your bathroom. Raise your hand if you pick up your toys." And it's a very small percentage. So that's what we're trying to teach our kids here. I mean, are they gonna clean up the whole school? Of course not, they're not. But the thing is that they're making their effort, and we as teachers are giving them life tools that they're gonna be able to use outside the school. So the next time a parent comes up to me and talks to me about Facebook and says how there's this Facebook page, I don't have time. I don't have time to log on my computer. I don't have time to log on my computer and go look up and go search and say, oh, this person put this person put this. I want to make sure your kid's going home to wherever that they need to go to. So, was that over than 2 minutes?
Go ahead. Go with 30 seconds. Thank you.
I'm just saying, it's like, let's keep it positive. And I'm hearing a lot of issues. See, so you're part of it too. You're saying you're seeing the Facebook. You're part of it. You're bringing it inside the school. We don't need that here.
You're assuming right there that it's all.
No, you said you went into the Facebook page. You're also
Right.
I think if you focus your energy on working on your kid a little bit more, you probably have less issues, or you can always leave the school. You got my vote. If you don't like it, you're not bound here, nobody has a gun to your head, you're more than welcome to go to another school. It seems like you have more of a personal issue that you're holding people up because you want to hear something that you have against somebody else. And this is my first one, and I think this is going to be my last one. And I thank you guys for that.
It's really intense because this is my second one. And the first one, there was a lot of questions that come up because this is kind of the stuff that I do for my job. And they're questions that should be answered by a public school. So it's not against anybody, but we're also held accountable.
But you're always bringing something out, you're bringing something out.
I'm going to ask you to cut the conversation. Actually, this conversation is probably more appropriate for
It sounds like
OCC meeting
post-traumatic stress
rather
for
than,
being bullied when you guys
than
were
a board
young.
meeting. Thank you.
That's
Moving
what
on
that
to the next
sounds like.
agenda.
Get
item.
over it. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think they ever will.
We have one more comment.
Let her speak.
Oh
my God, what are you gonna do? You're gonna want to fight me out
My
there?
name is Margaret Burnside, my second year at Oasis. Up until 2 years ago, I was going to retire. I'm now at Oasis, I'm vested. I love this place, I love my parents, I love my students, I love my administrator, and I love my staff. We all need to work together, that's the best way we can say it. So thank you very much for having me here. Bye.
We love you.
Thank you for the positive energy.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.